Is there ever a time to let go of our tight grip on our DIY lifestyles and let somebody else handle a task? I think there is, and today I want to give you 4 reasons that I believe you might not want to DIY a project. So first up would be your season of life. Our lives, they ebb and flow, and we can get a lot of plates spinning at once sometimes. And so for instance, if you know that this fall you're going to have lots of kids sports going on, maybe you've got a big project that's coming up with work that's going to take a couple of months, maybe you've got some stuff going on with your church for Christmas or a nonprofit or something along those lines, and you get all of these different things going on, maybe that's a time to just go ahead and hand off a few jobs to make your life a little less crazy. Number 2 is when the cost is negligible. From the time that I was 2 years old, I've changed my own oil, I feel like. From my Tonka truck to the Suburban that I've got now, it's just been one of those things that I grew up, it was like you change your oil. It's just a thing that you do as a guy. But a few years back, I started kind of thinking about it, and I called a shop in town just to see what it would cost. And I realized I was saving a whopping like 16 bucks. And that was when I decided, you know what, maybe this is one of those things that I need to just hand off and let somebody else do. And so the benefit of that is I can come in from work and Jessica's already taken it in and had the oil changed. And I'm also helping a small business here in town. So it's kind of a win-win. Now, the flip side of that coin is that a few years ago, we needed a front end alignment done on our Suburban. And they said, well, we can't do this front end alignment because you need a bunch of front end suspension work. And it was gonna cost $1,700. And so I said, well, take it down off the rack because I'm gonna have to take it home and do it myself. So I bought the parts. It was less than $500 for those parts. So I saved about $1,200. And so that's a time when that savings really does matter. But anytime that savings is negligible, let somebody else handle it. So if you're finding any value in this, would you do me a favor and hit the like button? It's just a great way to help support the channel. And then also, if you've watched some of our other stuff and you're starting to enjoy what we're doing and you're feeling like things are getting a little more serious.
We chat online for like 2 hours every day, so I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious.
Hit that subscribe button. Number 3 is when you simply just don't have the skill. Now this is a hard one because we gotta drop our pride. For instance, our house, we're doing a remodel and our master bathroom is slated to be done hopefully later this year. And as we progress and as we get closer to that, one of the big projects that's in there is going to be the tile work. It's going to be a tiled shower, tile on the floors. And the thing about it is, I'm not a tile guy. I don't know a lot about tile. I'm sure that I can figure it out just like I do most other things, but I'm going to take a kind of a nod toward number 1 in this list and just acknowledge the fact that I have a lot of plate spinning because I'm remodeling a home. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to farm that tile work out to somebody else because also I really know that there is a level of quality that I'm looking for this bathroom that I'm not convinced that I can do with 10 or 12 hours or 10 or 12 days or even 10 or 12 months worth of studying on the internet to get it really where I want it for this particular bathroom. And because of that, I'm gonna hand this job out to somebody else. Number 4 is when your time is worth more than your money. In his book, The One-Page Marketing Plan, Alan Dibb talks about the fact that oftentimes successful business people are willing to spend money in order to save time. And those that struggle tend to spend more time trying to save money. And the problem is that we can always make more money, but we only have so much time. And so it's imperative that we take and we spend that time wisely and we do it on the things that make the biggest impact. For us personally, one of the things that I have given up is I stopped doing our pest control at the house, our weed control and fertilizer on the lawn, and that was something that I let go, and it's something that we've been able to do as we got out of debt and we had a few extra bucks to spend on some things. I tried to do it myself for a long time and I sucked at it. I was no good. And so when I finally handed that off to these companies and let them do it, I don't have spiders in the house all the time and my lawn looks way better than it ever has. Now, I'm not saying that we pay somebody to do every single thing around the house. I couldn't do that, and I'm sure that you couldn't either. But what I am saying is that odds are great if you're still watching this, you're probably overworked. And so what I want to do is I want to challenge you, or even give you permission to just pay somebody to do something else around the house. Maybe you need to pay somebody to change the oil. Maybe you need to pay a housekeeper to come in and clean the house once a week. Maybe you need to buy a pizza once a week instead of cooking every single meal every night. Maybe you need to get really crazy and pay somebody to mow the lawn. For me, that's something that I've given a little bit of consideration to, but I'm torn because I enjoy mowing the lawn, but our yard is pretty big and it easily takes 2 or 3 hours to do between that and weed eating and all of the things. And so sometimes I find myself going, you know, it would be nice to have those few hours back so that I could do some other things around the house during that time. And so I'm not there yet. I don't know that I ever will be, but it's something that I'm kind of mulling around. And I'm kind of curious, what about you? What's something that you just really would love to hand off to somebody else? Let us know in the comments below.